Hello everyone and welcome to another video. The subject of this video is number 6000 King George V of the Great Western King class. Now, number 6000 was the first of the 460 King class of 30 locomotives built by the Great Western Railway. It was designed by Charles B. Collett and the class had inside cylinders with Walschaerts valve gear. The class was designed as there was a need for a more powerful locomotive while sticking within the loading gauge of the Great Western. The class had double red route availability, which limited it to certain routes due to the axle loading, and had a tractive effort of 39,700 pounds. Number 6000 was built in June 1927. When new, it was shipped to the US to feature in the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad centenary celebrations that year and was presented with a bell, which the locomotive still wears to this day. Incidentally, new firemen were played a trick on by older hands who said they had to throw coal into the firebox hard enough to ring the bell. When it returned from the Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, number 6000 was located to Old Oak Common, and it stayed there until moving to Bristol in 1950. In 1952, it was fitted with a 4-row superheater, gaining a new style single chimney in 1955. However, this didn't last long, as in 1956 it was fitted with a double chimney along with the rest of the class. Its last boiler was fitted during 1954. And finally, during 1958, it had new front-end frames. Returning to Old Oak Common in 1959, the locomotive was withdrawn at the end of 1962 after covering 1,910,424 miles. Upon withdrawal, the loco was stored at Swindon for a couple of years, moving to Stratford in 1964 and returning to Swindon in 1966. It was loaned to Bulmer Cider, who had the locomotive restored. In 1971, it was agreed the locomotive could run a special promotional train for Bulmers. This took place in October 1971. Now, since 1968, there had been a steam ban on the British Rail, and the only loco that had been allowed on British Rail was Flying Scotsman. But the return of number 6000 and the successful rail tour in 1971 paved the way for other locomotives to be allowed on the network as well. In September 1974, the safety valve of the loco struck a road bridge at Clantarnham, I hope I've said that right, ripping off the valve cover. Recent reballasting of the line had caused the accident as the track bed had risen. Number 6000 had its last run in September 1987 from Swindon to Hereford. It was placed in the museum at Swindon, moving to the National Railway Museum in York in 2008, and returning to Swindon in 2015 for the 175 anniversary celebrations of the Great Western Railway. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this short video. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in a future video.